Hello everyone. Today I will explain inorganic qualitative analysis. So, in this video I will discuss concept of the practical and hoping that you must be aware of the concept of our practical because you used to perform this qualitative analysis in 12th standard, and some of part is newly introduced and the remaining half is actually representation of qualitative analysis which you studied and perform in your 12th standard. So in this video I would like to share introduction of qualitative analysis and primary test only. So in 12th standard you were given a ready-made solution of the salt, and you used to identify the positive and negative ion from that solution. But here in semester 1, instead of the solution you will be given solid powder of your inorganic salt, and you have to identify positive and negative radical from this salt. So initially you have to perform a dry test with your solid salt, and it is a new part, it is a totally new part for you because you are not using a solution here. That's why it's called a dry test. It is our first step. And our second step is a solution is prepared either in water or HCl, and by using this solution wet tests are performed. Like it is a repetition of 12th you have done in 12th standard, and only newest part is only our dry test. Okay, now let's discuss what is qualitative analysis. Qualitative analysis is a detection or identification of a substance, and inorganic salts are usually composed of positive and negative ions. As you know already, inorganic salts are composed of positive and negative ions, and it is our cation and anion, and these cation and anions are identified by specific test of this, and this type of analysis is known as qualitative analysis. Apparatus used in inorganic qualitative analysis are test tube, glass rod, dropper, reagent bottles, wash bottle, evaporating dish, and Bunsen burner. Now I would like to tell you about sequence or scheme of this practical. So first is the preliminary test, second is the dry test, third is the wet test for cation, fourth is the wet test for anion, fifth is our equation, and the last one is systematic representation. So this scheme is divided into total 6 parts. So now let's discuss about a preliminary test, in which first one is state, and state is mainly of two types, crystalline and amorphous. So now I will tell you about difference between the crystalline and amorphous. So if you take a table salt in your finger and rub your finger, and you can feel crispiness in your table salt, but if you take a talcum powder or a face powder, so you can't feel a crispiness, it is like a soft in nature, so it's called amorphous in nature. So you can see in this next video with examples. Now you can see here is a two type of mixture is given, crystalline and amorphous. So now how can you decide which is crystalline and which is amorphous? Here is some technique. So crystalline mixture have some shape and it is like a solid particles. You can see it is like a solid particle, and amorphous is in a powder form. You can see this mixture, it is in a powder form. Now let's move towards our second preliminary test is our color of the salt. So sometimes given salt are maybe colorless or colored. If it is a colorless, then salt of sodium, potassium, magnesium are maybe present, and if it is a yellow in color, then chromate, ferric are maybe present, and if it is orange in color, then dichromate may be present. Now I will show you some colored and colorless compound, and with photo, so you can see which salts are present in these compounds. Okay. So you can see in this here first is colorless yellow, orange, light green, blue and black salt are given. As previously discussed, if it is yellow in color then chromate may be present, if it is orange in color then dichromate may be present, if it is a greenish in color then ferric may be present, if it is blue in color then copper may be present. Have you observed here that all colored compounds or colored salts are from transition series, like a transition metal series, and we studied that all the salts of transition metals are colored. So that's why here all the colored complex are from transition metals. Now our third preliminary test is to check the solubility in the water. In this it is a very simple method. You have to take a test tube and take a little bit amount of your salt and add distilled water in this and check the solubility whether it is a soluble or insoluble. If it is a soluble then chloride, bromide, nitrate are may be present, and if it is insoluble then sulfide, carbonate and positive ions like sodium, potassium may be present. And if it turns into milky or turbid solution, यानी कि partially soluble, then salt of stannous, bismuth are may be present. I will show you in video. Now our third test is to check solubility in the water. So first we have to take little bit of substance in the test tube. Now add 2 to 5 ml of distilled water in the test tube. Now shake well. And you can see it is soluble in the water. So the salt containing chloride, bromide, nitrate and all the salt of sodium, potassium may be present. Now take another substance in the test tube and add 2 to 5 ml of distilled water in the test tube. Shake well and check the solubility. In this you can see here is a solid particles. It means it is not soluble in water. That's why this substance contains a salt of carbonate, phosphate, sodium, potassium and ammonium ion may be present. Now take another substance in the test tube and add 2 to 5 ml of distilled water in the test tube. Shake well. If it is turned into turbid solution, then salt of stannous Sn+2 and bismuth Bi+3 may be present in your substance. Now you can see it is soluble in water. You can see clearly. Second one is insoluble in water because solid particles are here, so it is insoluble in water. And last one is partially soluble or turbid solution like this. So in this video I discuss preliminary test. First was a state, second was a color, and third is our solubility in water. So remaining test I will explain in our second video, inorganic qualitative analysis part 2, and we will discuss deeply about these all reactions in our part 2.